Hi everyone, welcome back to i-Tutor Academy, Tamil Nadu History NCERT series. Today we are discussing lesson 33, that is United Nations Organization, UNO. So all of you may know UNO. What is UNO? It's a international organization established on 24th October 1945 after Second World War, to maintain international peace and security and foster cooperation among nations. Okay, so that's why the birth of UN happened. So other structural details we will discuss in this chapter. And the Second World War proved to be more destructive than the First World War. Okay, for the first time, atomic weapon was used, and the people of the whole world were afraid of the consequences of such war in future. So, in order to bring the quarreling countries to talk and negotiate for peace, countries like USA, USSR, and UK wanted a world forum. Although they had failed in their first experiment during the First World War, yet they were firmly committed to peace. The result of their tireless effort was the birth of the UN, that is United Nations Organization, happened. Okay, so for peacekeeping process. So, foundation of the UNO, after series of conferences such as Atlantic Charter, Yalta Conference, and Potsdam Conference, finally in 1944 at Dumbarton Oaks in USA, the creation of UNO was finalized. The charter of the UN, that is United Nations Charter, was signed by the representatives of 51 nations at San Francisco on 26 June 1945. Delegates of 51 countries, after a long discussion, accepted the scheme, and they published a UN charter. Okay. On 24th October 1945, the United Nations came into being, and the UN headquarters is located in New York, USA. What are the aims of UNO? The fundamental aims of the UNO are set forth in the charter are to maintain and preserve international peace and security, to develop friendly relations and harmony among the countries, to grant equal rights and self determination to all countries, to solve economic, social, cultural, and humanitarian problems through international cooperation, to promote respect for human right, dignity, and freedom, not to intervene in the matters which are directly related with the domestic jurisdiction of any country. Okay, so these are the main aims of the UNO. And what organizations under this UNO? The UN consists of six main bodies, which are General Assembly, and the Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice, and Secretariat. These are the six main bodies under UNO. Okay, so this is General Assembly is here, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, Secretariat, and International Court of Justice. Okay, UN organs of UNO. Very important. You just please mark. And the General Assembly, it is General Assembly is the deliberative body of the UN, and this body consists of five representatives of each member state, and but each member state has only one vote. Okay, the main function of this organ is to consider issues relating to international peace and security, and to discuss important international problems. UNO has a Secretary General. The official language of UNO are English, French, Spanish, Russia, Chinese, and Arabic. These are the official language. In 2006, UN has 192 member countries. Okay, so it updated on 2006. And the next is the Security Council. It is the chief executive body of UNO. It consists of 15 members, 5 permanent and 10 temporary. So Russia, China, USA, France, and Great Britain are the permanent members. 5 Russia, China, USA, France, and Britain are the permanent members of the Security Council of UNO. And its main function is to preserve peace and security in the world. And it can take diplomatic and economic steps against those nations who violate the constitution of the UNO. Each of the permanent members has a powerful vote known as the veto. So only for 5 permanent members has the right to veto. Next one is Economic and Social Council. This council is composed of 18 members. There are 27 80 members 27 members are at present. Okay. uh, all members of this council are elected by the, in starting there is 18 and now at the 27. Okay, all members of this council are elected by the general assembly. It is directly responsible to the general assembly. The fundamental principle of this body is to create a spirit of universal respect for human rights and to promote a higher cultural education standards, and its function is to raise the standard of living of the people, to assure them employment. The UNO believes that world peace could be maintained only when the people enjoy a high economic and social standard of living. The Social and Economic Council works through the cooperation of several special committees and commissions, and such as the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO, the United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration, that is UNRRA, and Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, ILO, that is International Organization, International Bank, World Health Organization, WHO, etc. And this organ has rendered undoubtedly great service to mankind since 1945. Okay, so these are under this Economic and Social Council. And next is Trusteeship Council. This council is composed of the representative of permanent members of the Security Council, representative of all those states which hold the administration of colonies, and some other representative elected by the general assembly. The main function of trusteeship council is to preserve the interest of the territories handed over to it and to help the general assembly in the administration of those countries over which the UNO holds trusteeship. And next is International Court of Justice. It is a judicial organ of the UNO. It has its headquarters at The Hague, that Hague in Netherlands. It is composed of 15 judges elected by the General Assembly and the Security Council for 9 years. Its main function is to solve the legal dispute of the member state of UNO. Next is the Secretariat. It consists of the working staff of the UNO. The chief of the Secretariat is called the Secretary General, who is appointed by the General Assembly on the recommendation of the Council, Security Council. And the main function of this body is to assist all bodies of the UNO and achievements of the UNO. What are the achievements of the UNO? From the very beginning, the United Nations organization had to deal with a large number of conflicts and problems in the international field. The Security Council of the UNO made several efforts to solve those problems, but the effort of the Security Council had been greatly hampered by the free use of the veto power. During the year 1946-47, Russia exercised the right of veto on 22 occasions, but in spite of the serious handicap, UNO has achieved success in solving many problems. Some of them are as follows. One is decolonization. The UNO assisted the colonized countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America to attain their independence from the colonial masters. This process is known as the decolonization. After the establishment of UNO, the process of decolonization was quickly achieved. One is maintenance of peace. The main function of UNO had been maintenance of peace in the world. UNO achieved peace in the following conflict situation. And next is the problem of Iran. On 1st January 1946, Iran presented a complaint against Russia before the UNO. The root cause of the conflicts was stationing of Russian troops in Iran, and UNO took a very strong line. As a consequence of this, Russian troops were drawn from Iran, which had been stationed there for many years. This was the first and the most important achievement of the UNO. And Syria and Lebanon, similar complaints was also made by Syria and Lebanon before the UNO. Both of them requested the UNO that British and French troops should immediately remove from their respective states. The Security Council therefore made its effort, and at last it succeeded in securing the withdrawal of British and French troops from those states. And Indonesia, after the end of the Second World War, the nationalists living in Indonesia established a republican government, but the Dutch living in the colonies of Java and Sumatra rose in rebellion against the nationalists. The Security Council issued a ceasefire order to both sides, and the Dutch agreed to grant full independence to Indonesia. Okay, these are the achievements of the UNO. And also the Palestine problem. After the end of the First World War, Palestine had been handed over to Great Britain under the mandate system, but the struggle arose between the Arabs and Jews, which created disturbance and tension in Palestine. After the Second World War, UNO appointed a special committee to study the problem of Palestine. The committee recommended immediate partition of Palestine into three parts: an Arab state, Jewish state, and the city of Jerusalem, which was to be governed by the Trusteeship Council of the UNO. Thus, an independent state of Israel was established for the Jews in 1948. And the Arab bitterly opposed the plan of the partition of Palestine. They rose in revolt against the Jews. Consequently, a civil war broke out in Palestine between the Arab League and the newly established Israel. The UNO took effective steps to diffuse the tension in Palestine. Next is Kashmir problem. This problem arose between India and Pakistan. Both of them fell into a state of great rivalry on this issue. This problem was brought to the notice of the UNO. It made its best effort to remove hostility and differences between them. As a result of its mediation, the war was stopped between India and Pakistan, but this problem could not be solved permanently. It still awaits a peaceful and permanent solution. And the problem of Korea. Before the beginning of the Second World War, the whole of Korea was under the control of Japan. After the Second World War, Russia and America decided to divide Korea on 38th parallel line, and on 24th June 1950, the army of the North Korea made a fierce attack over South Korea. And the matter was again brought before the UNO. Hence, the Security Council decided to take some strong step against North Korea. And UNO sent its army under the command of an American and General Douglas MacArthur. A treaty was signed on July 27 1953, by which the UNO withdrew its military action. And other important problems, the UNO tried to bring peaceful conclusion of many other problems such as Suez crisis on 1956, Cyprus issue on 1960, and Congo problem 1960, Gulf War on 1990. Besides, UNO was concerned about arms control and disarmament, particularly the nuclear disarmament and control of nuclear weapon. And non-political achievements, UNO has achieved considerable success in non-political matters such as ending racial discrimination. It's called apartheid issues in South Africa, and protecting human rights and providing financial assistance to many developing countries from the World Bank, IDA, and IMF. And the UN is an international organization whose stated aim are to facilitate cooperation in international law, international security, economic development, and social equity. UNO was successful in its main objective in spite of difficulties and setbacks. Okay, so these are all about UNO. So you can update current situation of UNO also with this chapter. Okay, so in between any doubts, you can contact us anytime. And for more NCRT series, you just do like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.
We offer well-equipped reading rooms for students. Reading room and premium reading room. Our facilities are comfortable and executive chairs, inbuilt lockers, Wi-Fi, newspapers, periodicals, and a fully air-conditioned, peaceful environment and CCTV secured. Additional facilities include clean drinking water, a separate lunch area, and a game zone, chess and carom, for relaxation. For admission, contact us on 909-448-5485 Trivandrum.